Let's discuss the Cartesian plane, that is the x and y axis. The axis is plural. It means if we're talking about the two of them, we say axis, but if it's one, we say axis. Okay, this is the singular, and then this is the plural. The Cartesian plane, or the x and y axis, are actually number lines. The x-axis is the horizontal number line. If you check, we have our 0 here, and then we have the positive numbers on the right and the negative numbers on the left. And then the y-axis is the vertical number line. We have positive numbers above the 0 and the negative numbers below 0. And then the zeros of the two number lines, they meet here, and then they form what we call the origin. So this is the origin. At the origin, x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0. So if we're writing the ordered pairs, it will be 0 for x and 0 for y. That's the origin there. The other thing we have to know is that along the x-axis, the y value is 0. If I can write, maybe just pick 3 points. Let me pick this point here. The coordinates of this point will be 4, 0. Let me pick another one this side. The coordinates of this point, -5, 0. We can see that the x values are changing, but the y values are not changing. They remain what? 0. So along the x-axis, y is equal to 0. You have to remember that. What about along the y-axis? Along the y-axis, let me pick maybe 3 points again. Let me pick this point here. The coordinates will be 0, 0, 6. Remember, we write the coordinates as ordered pairs, where we start with x followed by y. So this is 0, 6, and then I can pick this one, 0, 2. The x is 0, and then y is 2. Even if I pick this one here, it will be 0, -4. All right. So along the y-axis, remember that x is equal to 0. So x is equal to 0 along the y-axis. This is very, very important for you to understand because we're going to use it later when you're finding the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts and also other interpretations of functions of graphs. Remember that along the x-axis, y is equal to 0, and along the y-axis, x is equal to 0. Right, how do we plot points on the Cartesian plane? I have these 4 points, A, B, should be A, B, and then C here should be C, and then point D there. So we have points A, B, C, and D. Right, let's start with point A. How do we plot point A? Right, means the x coordinate is 3 and the y coordinate is 4. So you start from the origin. Let's start by counting. If x is positive, we move to the right. If it is negative, we move to the left. So x is positive 3, so we count 1, 2, 3. So it means here, that is the x. And then our y is 4. So if y is positive, we go upwards. And then if y is negative, we go downwards. So y is positive, we count 4 units going up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We plot our point, which is this point here. And then we have our point A. The x coordinate is 3 and the y coordinate is 4. This is point A. Right, let's go to point B. Right, point B, the x coordinate is -2, so we move to the left from the origin. We always start from the origin, we move to the left. How many units? 2 units. So it's 1, 2. And then y is 3, y is positive, so we go up. How many units? 3 units. So it's 1, 2, 3. That is 3 units. So it means we have a point where? Here. So this is point B with coordinates of what? B. The x coordinate is -2 and the y coordinate is 3. And then let's do point C. The x coordinate is -5. So we start from the origin, always start from the origin, -5, and then we move 5 units to the left. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and then we have the y coordinate, which is -4. If y is negative, we move downwards, 4 units downwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the coordinates of what? Of C. So this is C, which is -5, -4, -5, -4. And then the last point will be D. The x coordinate is 3. So we start from the origin, +3, we are going to the right. So it's 1, 2, 3. So it's here. And then y is -2. We go 2 units downwards. 1, 2. Yeah, we're here. So there, these are the coordinates of D. So D is 3, -2. So that's how we plot points on the Cartesian plane. Using this, we can also find the coordinates of what? Of given points. Let's see how we can do this. Right, let's say we're given these points and we want to find their coordinates. So what do we do? What are the coordinates of A? So we start with X. A, we start with X. X is at -4. So that is -4. And then Y, check Y, that is 5. So these are the coordinates of A. And then coordinates of B, we start by checking X. B, so X is 8. And then check Y. Y is 2. So these are the coordinates of B. And then the coordinates of C, check X first. That's -4. And then Y, that's -2. Okay. And then D, we check X first. Check X first. That's 3. And then you check Y. That's -6. This is how you find the coordinates of given points. Remember, the coordinates we use ordered pairs. Ordered pairs. Okay, ordered pairs. It means it's a set of two numbers that follow a certain order, which is what? We start with X followed by Y.